Oh, what? We had to start the episode this time with a PP time because Joseph is bad at time management. So, you get me because Joseph can't do his job, clearly. Yeah.
Very important. I had to pee.
Yeah, I said you started the episode off with PP time because you have poor time management skills.
Hey, Starfield is really fun, so you know what? I will not tolerate the sass.
Sassy with what is that one? I don't know. Because it's Voyager time. And I'm going to work on those bugs. Not in front of the screen. You want me to be here as like your crap?
Yeah,
Crap.
that's perfect. You want to come and work on your bugs with the audience?
Absolutely not. My headache is...
Why do you hate us so much?
Ooh.
What's wrong?
You look funny.
You look funny. Boom, roasted.
Thanks.
Okay.
What?
Go work on your bugs, I guess. Woo! Okay. It's Quick Build After Dark. We're here. I know. I got a massive headache, so heads up. I'm going to try my best to make it through this without going insane. Oh, we're past a minute, so I can say fuck. So there's swearing, there's drinking. I don't know. If you're uncomfortable with either of that stuff, stop watching it. But, you know, if you're not uncomfortable with that, or if you are uncomfortable and you're just curious what Quick Build After Dark is this. It's me sitting here. I'm going to build the new Batwing that came out. It's a little tiny Batwing. It's Michael Keaton. It's got that guy is the Joker. I don't remember his fucking name right this second. I'm sorry. Crab Nicholson. Who, by the way, if you've ever heard anything about Jack Nicholson, that dude is fucking bonkers. But you know what? I guess that's what happens when you become famous like that. Look at that fancy box and stuff. Gosh, my head hurts. Okay, so I gotta open the other laptop too. Let's open that. Go all the way. Listen to that nice Apple booting up noise. I got a marker. It went somewhere with my markers. Who knows? Ooh-wee. The McRib is not back, and allegedly it won't be coming back to Canada, which is some bullshit because everybody loves the McRib. Everybody wants pork to just be squished into a thingy and go, yeah, that's pork right there in a thingy. So I'm always pumped to build more Batman sets just because I like the Batman. He's got interesting stuff about him, you know. He's an orphan. His parents are dead. I got none of that going for me, but you know, I am aware that the Batman is a hero for justice and stuff. Ooh, I have a UPS package scheduled for delivery tomorrow. Hopefully, it's something I want to receive. It's always the issue with Lego is like stuff will get sent out, and then I'm curious about what it actually is. Secret Joseph is here. We can go over the rules now. Okay, basically, today, once again, I have a mystery word and a bunch of horrible things that could happen to me. So, unlike every other week for the past couple of weeks, I do actually have hard liquor around. It's gin, so I'm going to be really sad if I get hit with, do any kind of shot thing. Yeah, you can guess the mystery word. The mystery word, once again, I really need to come up with it right now. It is half of the title of a very big movie universe that is currently ongoing. So if it has two parts to it, I'm asking for the second half of that title. It's very easy. It's something that never changes. If you've ever played Fallout, very, very easy clue. So let's start building a Batwing. So we're actually very fortunate because this is one of the Batwings that features the new dual-molded Batman head. Helmet. Cowl? Hey, Samir is here. Samir in the house. So this is an interesting cowl because let me just turn on the camera. It's dual molded. See the white in there? These eyes are actually molded into the cowl. So that means that any head can actually go underneath and has white, cool-looking Batman eyes. Now, some people consider... I'm careful. Okay, some people consider this an improvement. I don't fully consider it an improvement because the old eyes could actually dictate different emotions that the Batman was feeling. And you may ask me, how many emotions could a Batman feel? At least 2 per head was how many emotions the Batman could feel. And because of the Lego Batman movie, we got a really good variety of different Lego Batman heads. Although, while reselling those sets to people made it very annoying because I had to check every Batman head. And like some of them had the same face on one side, but on the other would be like wildly different. So I had to be really good at remembering which Lego Batman movie heads belong to which Lego Batman movie set. Yeah, and it was just too much information that I hopefully have purged from my brain and have now refocused on other things, like remembering stupid Star Wars characters, which I feel like Samir... Let's ask you a random question to see if you can answer this about Star Wars. I don't know why I want to hit you with a trivia thing, but who are the 2 guys who bother Luke in the cantina? What are their names? If you can guess them, I will, I don't know, I'll give you the Lego set I'm looking at right now. Yeah, why not? I'll give you whatever that Lego set is. I can't really see it from here. If you can name those 2. And hopefully don't Google it. I bet you could just do it. But that beside, there is something really cool happening in the set already. There's one of the new 1x2 rounded bricks with bar connections in the front. And Biggs? No, it's not Biggs Darklighter, who is Luke's friend, who he meets and goes, let's catch up. And then the guy dies trying to take down the Death Star. He's not one for lore, but he can't remember Ponda Boba and Dr. Annette. Fuck, what's his name? Doctor something. Anyways, we got the 1x2. Oh, very stiff. Well, it's really in there. Teeth. I didn't do that. Nobody saw it. So here's this piece. And what it's making me do is put these arm pieces into it. Turn them forward. I'm assuming that's kind of a turret kind of deal. Non-lethal turret, I mean, obviously. And what is nice is I'm seeing one of these hanger pieces that exists where Lego made it so that you can put a screw in a wall and then just boop, right on top of that. Pretty awesome stuff. Samir, you don't get a free Lego set. I'm sorry. You couldn't answer a Star Wars question. That's very sad. But we're going to move on and build what looks like a bit more of the cockpit for this. I've already put the hanger piece in. It looks like they want this one to be hung up as well. I'm kind of a sucker for that. I've also just been meaning to do kind of a vinyl print of that moon. So the back of the box actually shows this very nicely. There's the moon with the Batwing in it, which looks like it won't be actual size. So unfortunately, I can't use the back of the box, but we'll see later. I really want to print that moon image, hang it on it. With the bigger one, it was kind of harder to do because it's like poster sized. But with this one, it's much more easy. I can just do it on a fucking laser jet, whatever. I'm sure we can send Samir on that mission, and you know, if Samir figures out how to give me a 8.5 by 11 image of the moon that I can put this exact Batwing over, I think I could provide him with that Lego set still. So there is hope yet, unless I'm dumb and this thing is wider than 8.5 inches, because then Samir is a bit out of luck. Once again, just like how he couldn't name 2 of the most famous Star Wars characters to have barely a line. Like, that's always the nice thing about watching Star Wars is these 2 guys show up, they got full names, and they get killed off and run away in like 2 seconds. But it's George Lucas, so obviously they had names. Also, if anybody's been watching Ahsoka, something really cool happened last night for one of the Canadians on that show. I think, like, the main Canadian, Carson Teva. So that guy's a really big Star Wars fan. I'm forgetting his name. It's Paul Soon Paul. Okay, no, I'm not going to try to guess a Korean guy's name because that's going to get real iffy very quickly when I'm trying to guess a name like that. Paul Sung-hee? Okay, I'm going to hope that that was right and not super fucked up to say. So we're going to leave it at that. Let's move on. He had a really cool moment on the last episode. He got to meet like a really big character for that show who said his name near the end of the scene. So, you know what? That was cool. I'm very excited for that guy who I remember the name of. It's actually really embarrassing. Normally I'm really good with names, but for some reason, that specific guy who's going to play Uncle Iroh in the Avatar live action that Netflix is doing, which everybody's a little worried about, but you know, whatever. We're going to see what happens there. I'm very excited to see what he gets up to in the future, but to see a huge Star Wars fan get called by name by a character that just came out of nowhere in the show, it's pretty damn cool. And it's interesting that, like, so we'll get into mild spoilers. A lot of people who were in the original series are dead. Let's say that now. The first movie came out in 1977. So, like, that's... most of those people are going to be dead. Spoiler alert for real life. That's kind of how it works. If you're in a movie in 1977, that means you were most likely born in, like, 1957. Which, you know, do some quick math in your head. That's 6 years on top of 60 with a 20. But that's a lot of time. A lot of those people have passed away. So a character that has passed away in Star Wars, there we go, we're getting there eventually, got to be included in a scene without any CG. And it was really clever how they did it. Because there's no CG involved at all. It's all practical. But a character is definitely very much involved with the plot of Ahsoka while being dead. As the actor. In live action. Okay. Fuck, I need to make like a spreadsheet to figure out how to say certain things without spoilers. But I'm very happy with how that one turned out. Normally, like Simon Liu has complained in the past about the spoilers that get featured on this show. Yeah, the way it played out was super smooth, Samir. Thank you. Thank you for the backup on that one. No spoilers. But Simon complained about the spoilers because, I think I mentioned this last week, I went and saw Eternals the next day. I did a stream and was literally spoiling the entire movie. And, like, I'd say 90% of the people who were there to watch were very happy with the spoilers because they didn't give a fuck. They weren't going to watch it. But Simon was like, I want to watch that movie. And I find it so funny that he eventually went and watched it and was like, oh. And he gave me just a, oh. So when it comes to Simon, I assume that was a approval of, okay, I guess the spoilers weren't that bad. But I never try to assume what Simon's thinking because that man is a fucking lunatic. In, like, the highest praise of the way I could say it, he is insane. But, like, you know, in the way that a really talented artist is kind of fucking nuts. That's Simon, one of my best friends, one of my favorite people in the world, but he's a fucking lunatic. Which, honestly, might kind of spell something out. Maybe I just like him because he is a lunatic. Who knows? You have a PNG background of the Batwing, by the way. You just need the moon, Samir. You just need to get the moon the right size. Because, like, it's a moon. I mean, look up Batwing moon. I'm pretty sure I gave you a very easy task that you're going to get, like, it's probably a $25 set from. So I got faith. Also, once again, I've been playing so much Starfield, guys. Like, so much Starfield. I spent pretty much the entire day playing Starfield. And my boss didn't notice, so we're pretty lucky about that. Sorry, Graham. But, yeah. Don't worry about it. I got all of my work done. That's what matters. sometimes, while you're working a job, things get in the way. And that's just part of it. By the way, Samir, that's terrible advice. Do not listen to me. But Samir may run into the same issues that most very intelligent kids run into. Which is that everybody expects the world of you and expects you to go so far that when you kind of don't give a shit, adults get really sad about it. It's really, really weird. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like adults putting their hopes and dreams on people they find smart. But, be proud of who you are. Something I'll say for everybody. It's a little somber, isn't it? It's okay, Samir, don't worry. Because unsolicited advice is not really advice. If you ask somebody you genuinely care about their opinion for advice, that's good advice to take. If somebody else is just spouting advice at you, who fucking cares? Do your own thing. Make some lemonade out of those lemons. Chemically engineer those lemons to burn down Life's house. Good use of wedges in the set to create a bit of an angle. I know I built the other Batwing a few years back, which was like the really big one. That, of course, I was looking for the big poster version of that moon. But the thing is, if you just Google Batwing background, I'm sure somebody just has a picture of the moon for the Batwing that is perfect for it. And they hopefully didn't mess up the build like I just did. Oh, shit. I got some extra pieces I should not have. Okay, I found one. That's very easy. But there's some other pieces hidden somewhere. Woo! So whipping through some instructions here. Oh, I found where I missed the piece. You'd think I could make it through a $40 set without messing it up, but this is a quick build after dark, and I got a massive headache. So, in my defense, I plead the fifth. Wait, that would be silence. I'm not good at silence. Never mind. I plead incontinence. Incompetence. Incontinence is when you have to shit. Or you shit yourself. I don't remember the exact details of what incontinence applies to. Ooh. Number 2 is a wing. It's called the bat wing, but there are 2 wings. It should be called the bat wings. But I guess, you know what? If you're fighting crime and crying about your dead parents, you forget about grammar. Oh, it actually looks like you can build both wings with these parts. Should I try to build both at the same time? I'm sure that's going to go well. Ah, that was a good drink. So that was a gin and tonic featuring Boodle's Gin, which is 100% factually a sponsor of this. Now I am cracking open what is called a jaw drop tickling pink, which is a pink lemonade vodka. It's actually fucking disgusting. I was trying to get the lemon one, but they didn't have any of the lemon one. And the reason why I like this shit so much is because it's 7% and it's really good bang for your buck. You get a whole tall boy for, I think, $2.40 Canadian in Ontario. And it's got 7% alcohol, which is a lot better than the beers that charge the same amount and only have 5%. That's a whole 2% extra. Chemically speaking, it's really not that far off. Just a beer. It's also really weird that Ontario has very specific laws about the alcoholic content normally dictates the price. There's certain things like this that are exempt from that, where I guess not exempt, it's just different, where they don't have those rules. But the second wing's in another bag, so I'm going to open the other bag. the rules don't exist for certain things that have a different percent. I keep buying this one thing, which is a tequila that is 12.5%, but is only $3.80 a can. It's like kind of a no-brainer when that kind of thing comes up. But I guess that's just life, right? So, where were we? Building a Batwing. So Michael Keaton is the Batman in this Batman movie from 1989. I think the Batwing is in that movie too. The second movie has that new like Batcave that just came out. It's actually in a box right here. I hope one day I'm going to be able to build that, but as of right now, that's kind of taking a little while. I don't really have room for something like that, and other Lego sets keep coming in. So I think it's one of those things that's just going to sit on a shelf for a while, and then the second I find out how much money it's worth retired, then I might sell it instead of building it, which is like the worst way to buy Lego. But I don't really have places to put all the fucking Lego I buy at this point, because like I feel like I'm just hoarding it. I'm not even waiting to try to build stuff. I'm not even buying stuff with the goal of building. I'm just buying it in case it gets expensive later, which is all fine and dandy and may actually turn a good profit later, but I feel like I'm not getting the enjoyment of Lego that I should be getting. But I guess we all have different struggles that we need to deal with. So in the same way, I should try not to judge other people. I should try not to judge myself too much. That being said, I should probably deal with that at some point. But right now, we're having some fun with Lego. And my wife just sneezed very loudly. That bitch. I really like my wife. I think most people who have talked to me have figured that out. As much as I'm very like dismissive and douchey about certain things, I do actually like my wife. It's like Ken Wentz has showed up, the Lord of the Figs. You know that's not a name, right? That's not a legal name. I would request that Facebook checks your ID on that one, because I don't think that's real. Oh, there's actual Ken Wentz. Look at that. Look how fancy we are. We got Ken Wentz and Ken Wentz from different things. So today I'm building the Batwing, which came out a bit ago. It's 76265. It's from the 1989 movie Batman, you know, of the very similar title. They didn't call it Batwing. I feel like that'd be a little misleading. It's not Nightwing. There you go. That's my DC knowledge. Which reminds me, I really need to watch that Blue Beetle movie, but I'll probably just wait until it gets on a streaming service, because I'm not going to fucking pay for that. Like, okay. First Hispanic superhero, I'm pretty pumped. George Lopez is in the movie. Can't go wrong with George Lopez. Like, if you know anything about living in the 2000s as a slightly Hispanic person like me, you end up watching George Lopez a lot just to kind of understand, I don't know, what your family is saying to you half the time, because I'm going to say this as a South American person, half South American, sorry. South American people are fucking wild. We don't mean anything we're trying to say to you. It's wild. Lord of the Figs. No, I know, Ken, don't worry. I was just making fun of you because whenever you buy on Bricklink, I hope this doesn't like break any privacy laws, but whenever Ken buys from me on Bricklink, his name shows up as Lord of the Figs. And I'm like, you can't fucking sign your package as Lord of the Figs. I know that. But that's okay. Ken is a Marvel guy, apparently. See, I would definitely call myself a Marvel person, but my wife really loves Batman and really loves, like, I guess she loves DC. One of her favorite superheroes is actually Blue Beetle, weirdly enough. I know she married a Hispanic person. Her favorite superhero is a Hispanic person. Maybe it's a fetish. I don't really know. I haven't asked. I do know that I don't mind Batman and a bunch of DC stuff just because my wife likes it. So I kind of, you know, you like stuff your wife likes to not be a dick sometimes. I feel like that's kind of the secret to a happy marriage is the, okay, yeah, whatever you're watching I hate and is terrible, but you seem to be enjoying it, so I'm going to watch it. Which is something my wife kind of does, but she does have very clear limits. Curb Your Enthusiasm being like one of the prime ones. If I try to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm in the same room as my wife, I will not survive. She fucking hates that show. And I'm going to dunk on her and my dad a little bit. It's because Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Samir, if you can check that show out, check out like just 1 or 2 episodes and you'll figure it out. My dad is a lot like Larry David in that show. He's just tough to deal with at times because his like social barometer is very different than other people. And Nicole cannot stand my dad, which is really funny because that basically ends up with just funny situations of her coming up and talking and me just being like, oh, sorry. Ooh, that sucks, Ken. That sucks that you got to be on a plane that early. Which is funny because I can actually talk about when I was in Edmonton. I made all those videos of the castle at the eBay booth. Once again, all the views I express are my own, blah, blah, blah. Legal stuff for eBay to hear. Wink, wink. Why did I say wink, wink like this instead of winking? Anyways, I had to go to Edmonton. I had a really nice flight to Edmonton. I like woke up at like 10. I drove over to the airport very leisurely. I got on the flight, flew back. And then the flight back from Edmonton was at I think 6 a.m. local time. So Sam Malmberg, season 4 Lego Masters contestant, actually drove me to the airport at 6 a.m. It was lovely. Oh, that sucks. So Ken's going to BC to help handle his dad's estate. That's never fun when you have to deal with that stuff. Although I find like that part is the cathartic part because you're kind of over the, what happened part. And you've moved into the admin work. So I feel like it's kind of cathartic and kind of nice for what you kind of bring up while you're doing that. Now, mind you, I've done this a lot for grandparents over the years because my parents are like in their 70s. They all had me at 40. The 2 of them had me at 40. My dad was 37, but don't tell my mom that. She would fucking rip my head off. So, nice. So my parents are rather older, so I've had to deal with a lot of grandparents dying, all 4 of them. Because, like, this isn't something I bring up quite a bit, but because my parents had me at 40, and then my mom's parents had her at 40, that means that those grandparents were born... How does math work? We got 80 years from 1990-ish. So some of my grandparents were born in 1906. I think that's the earliest one. 1906, my grandpa was born. So, yeah. Obviously, he is not alive anymore. Otherwise, there'd be a little more press on that one. Which is funny because then my other grandpa actually had my dad very old, regardless of stuff, because they fled war or whatever the fuck. Who? I can get into this later if anybody wants to ask me in person. That's cool. But on the show, I'll just make it more fun and just say, like, yeah, they're all fucking old, and they're all fucking dead. That grandpa was born in 1919. So, lots of death. But that's kind of something that you expect at certain ages. Ken, this isn't to take away from your current thing you're dealing with. I wish you the best of luck. There we go. That's what I got. Oh, yeah, the final result of the build is just a Batwing. It's not really that special. You can go buy this exact Batwing for $50, I think. At this point, I really don't pay attention to how much I pay for Lego, which is definitely an issue, and I think the Lego group is going to cash in on that every chance they get. because I don't fucking care. Like, the Venator is coming out later this month. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm not even gonna think about how much it is. I mean, I've seen the price and I wasn't happy about it, but fuck it, who cares? And also this week I've been up for a very good job, looking to kind of change pace of where I am right now. And it's currently looking good because nobody said no yet. And somebody reached back out and was like, oh, make sure you apply in this spot because our offers come through here. So I'm a bit on edge waiting for that. Hopefully I can get that. My wife and I actually both assume that they're just sending it through the actual mail because the company is very old school. So we'll see what happens there, everybody. I'm on the edge of my seat the whole fucking time. And if I don't get this job, I'm going to be like really sad actually, because I feel like of all the jobs and offers I've had in the past several years, I'm the most excited about this one because like I got described to me the most perfect role for me personally. Like, they sat me down and said, we want you to do this, this, and this. And I went, that's exactly what I've always wanted. So I think I might have it, to be honest. And if I don't, I'll be really sad just because of all those factors in this. So, wish me luck, everybody. I know Samir is going to wish me the best of luck. And you know what? Samir actually seems like a lucky person, so I will steal some of that luck from the poor guy. Who is, I'm going to assume, Persian. I don't know. Not as many people are very, as open about where their family came from kind of deal as me. So I'm always, looking at people and going, okay, well, the name lines up. Ooh, Samir asks, wish me luck? The thing is, I say Persian, I really mean Iranian, but... Iranian? But I digress. Because I always have the same complaint about... Okay, we're going to go back to a bit of old school Quickville After Dark, where I'm going to say something maybe problematic, and I apologize well in advance. But the term Persian doesn't make any sense. That's not a place that's existed for 800 years, unless you're 800 years old. That's not a thing anymore. But I guess it's more about ethnicity, and some people think that Persian is an ethnicity. So yeah, who am I to judge? Okay, we're not back to classic Quick Build After Dark. I actually was careful that time, and if I wasn't, I apologize. Now I'm installing some vents on the Batwing. I do love installing vents. A bit of airflow is always good for a flying vehicle, especially if you got engines blasting it around. I know this Batwing was also inside. Why did you take out the Batwing on Photoshop, Samir? That seems like a lot of effort for a Googleable image, but thank you. I will figure out where you sent it later. I'm going to guess Discord because that's probably where I talk to a lot of my Lego people at this point. It's weird how the whole Lego community has moved to a lot of Discords. It's weird that the internet went from we want to spread stuff out to just being let's be chill about it. So that is an interesting thing. How Samir was focused on Batwing, and he doesn't even have a thing to say about me assuming anything about him. Which I respect, but I'm assuming the next time I see Samir, we'll just talk about this, and it'll be funny. And also, I'm a bit older than Samir by a couple years, maybe a decade. So it'll be really funny for Samir to make fun of me in person for saying dumb shit, because, I don't know, I just find it funny when, people much younger than me are so what you said was fucked up, and I'll go, oh, was it really? But I think that's kind of what young people, Jesus, how fucking old am I? What young people experience and think is Y'all know better than me for a lot of stuff. Nah, Samir, I know I'm fine, but like when I say something really stupid, like my producer Chantel would be like, "Hey, by the way, what you said was dumb," and I'll go, "Oh fuck, okay, Chantel." And just like Samir, she's like 10 years younger than me. So I think that's the goal of younger people. Jesus Christ. I feel fucking old. Anybody want to experience me feeling old? Because that's it. I feel old. Which is hilarious because I think Denise watches this all the time. And she is. I'm just gonna insult one of my biggest fans. Woo! How well is this quick build after dark going? I feel like I wish I could go to commercial sometimes when I start just like rambling on about nothingness. But I can't. Ooh, Discord. Let's see what Samir did. I'm sure he did great stuff. That's yep, that's definitely a moon. And it's very blue. I like it. Denise, you're not that old. I was dunking on you like very No, it's okay. I'm just gonna stop. Yeah, a live stream where I don't talk. That's what we all came here. Okay, give me a minute. Samir, that picture looks great. It's not what I asked for, but I will try to see if I can make it work. And if it does work to what I need, I'll give you a free set. If it doesn't work, then I will tell you that you have failed me for the last time. But I doubt you have, because you've been consistently very awesome. I'll say that. So has Denise. Not to discredit Denise, who is old, all capitals. Oh, I just needed the moon, Samir, but like, if this is a high quality enough image, I can just use it. So don't fret at all. Because the thing is, I just need to zoom in. Oh. Yeah, it's not quite high quality enough. So that is the issue we're having. We can talk later, Samir, don't worry. I mean, I'll probably just give you the set regardless. But, because I don't need whatever the fuck that is supposed to be. Looks like some kind of jet. Might not even be a good set. But yeah, don't worry about it. I should just Google the real image and just pull it up, because I bet somebody has done it. I think my friend Daryl actually has the exact file I asked for. Ooh, Samir was like, "Oh, it's not good enough. I gotta go do homework." Okay, fair enough. Samir's bailing on us. Goodbye, Samir. I, as always, want to just thank everybody who comes and watches this shit. Like, I know it's not good. I know I keep making it, and some people watch it. So I just want to say thank you for being here. If you are here and not running away to do homework because you submitted a bad image, Samir. But yeah, Samir is always doing homework, which is good, because I feel like when I was Samir's age, many a moon ago, Jesus, I did not do a lot of homework. Which is probably why a lot of teachers would be like, "What the hell are you doing? You're such a waste of potential." And I'd be like, potentially these nuts. And most teachers would say, "Please go to the fucking office. What the hell is wrong with you? Stop it. Get some help." It's very common reply from teachers that I would receive as a kid. Ooh, nice. These little half studs that they use in stock bricks are so handy. Okay, what did I miss here? I already did this whole wing in one go. I know, you'd be surprised because how much I was drinking. You'd think I wouldn't be able to do that, but I did it. Look at that. You should all be proud of me for just doing the Lego. Because I'm here doing my job of the Lego for all of your enjoyment, I hope. Denise, I hope you have the mystery word hint, because I'll give you it again. It's very easy. It's the second half of a very important cinematic universe that exists and it's something that never changes. Thanks, Sean. Guys, everybody, Sean McLeod is proud of me for doing Lego. Thanks, Sean. It's nice to feel appreciated. Which, honestly, I feel appreciated every time anybody tunes into this shit. Like seriously. Thank you, everybody. Once again, this wouldn't happen without all of you. I mean, it barely happens with all of you, so understand that means that it would not be happening if it wasn't for my adoring public, which seem to tolerate the show quite a bit. We also always receive like weird numbers of views where I don't understand how there's this many views and like this much engagement. Like consistently throughout the show, we have a very set amount of views, and then the engagement is just as good. It's fucking wild to me. And it's basically why Quick Build is able to have actual sponsors. Currently, we have like mystery sponsors that I don't talk about because they don't actually want to be brought up. Ooh. Denise, you're pretty close. It is definitely one of those two words. So if you guess the wrong one, I'm going to guess that Sean McLeod will guess the right one. So I'm kind of in a pickle here. I'm going to have to suffer in some way. It's okay. We'll get Nicole will come down and do it. Last week I also cheated the dice roll because I just went with the first dice roll because it was very favorable. When normally I'll be like, okay, so we open the tab. I'm so dumb. There is a way to not do it the way I've been doing it. Okay, we're going to test it out real quick. Well, it looks like something updated and we decided to open 20 tabs. But I'm pretty sure I can present my Chrome tab of new tab. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's how we'll do it. And then I'll show you the way that I very professionally look up how to use the dice. I don't just Google it every time. That would be preposterous. I say, knowing that I just Google it every time. Oh yeah, we got the Crab Nicholson Joker, who has been in so many fucking sets lately. And I find it bullshit because where is the penguin? All I want is Danny DeVito's penguin. I know it's currently in the Batcave. I know it's just a set that I need to open and build, and then I have Danny DeVito's penguin. But I need Danny DeVito's penguin without the big set. I just want to hold him. I also think they should have made a special piece where he had a nose, kind of like Pinocchio, who is, as we all know, a cursed minifigure at this point. Because he has a bar connection as a nose. It's fucking awful. But I've seen some people just put his head on like really funny figures. Like I've seen an Iron Man with Pinocchio's nose. That stuff. Ooh, Denise has gone with Wars. That is the correct answer. Denise, you are once again a wonderful person. We're going to share screen to the new tab. Not my LinkedIn, which is open somewhere else. Look at that. We're streaming now. 8-sided dice. See, I just Google it. Oh, it's a 4. What is 4? Let's find out. Branding 4 is pickleback shot. Wow, I actually don't know if I have pickle juice in the house. I think for the sake of figuring this one out, we're going to take a very short break. And I'm going to go get pickle juice. Potty time? Is it pee-pee time? Potty time up here? No, it's potty time. Potty time! Which, by the way, somebody asked me to stop using this image. Fuck you. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. So I actually threw out my pickles like 2 weeks ago because they were a little groggy, actually. So like it's probably better that I threw them out. So all I have in the house right now is actually jalapeno juice. So this will be a little different than a pickle back shot. And hopefully I make some tacos soon and can use this jalapeno juice. And it's also a shot of gin. So god damn it, Looney. But I knew you were gonna guess it right because you normally do. Yeah, I'll just do a half shot of this because I don't want to waste this very precious juice that I actually use as a very awesome marinade whenever I'm making tacos. I use pickled jalapeno juice, which, as you know, is just pickled jalapeno vinegar, basically. Wait, how do you do it? Do you do the shot first and is a pickle back? So back. Oh, gin. Mmm. God damn. Oh, that's really good. No wonder when I make that meat marinade, it's so good. God, it's even good just raw. Ooh. No, thanks, Denise, for guessing the thing. I feel like I need to make like some kind of incentive where you can always just donate money and then I'll do these horrible things to myself. It's actually a $10 donation to a charity called Creations for Charity. I encourage people to do it just because it's a really good charity. And I really like supporting and working with them. So I really want them to have the best of success. So please, if you feel like it, donate to them and I'll once again roll the dice and torture myself like that. If you enjoyed watching me suffer. Ooh, yeah. It's a shot of gin, which I always find a shot of gin like that like hits some kind of nerve because for a long time Quick World After Dark was sponsored by a gin company called Collective Arts. And so they sent us a ton of gin. And it was funny because they sent us a ton of gin that wasn't like, use it on the show, but a ton of gin that was like, oh, just use it up, whatever. So I had it for a long time, but like, I had too much of it, and it made the gin bad, which is so funny to refer to like a very, very artisanal distilled spirit, nailed it, to be that way. And I found it very funny that like it got to the point where a very nice gin was making me not feel great. And it's so funny because it actually fucked up the sponsorship that we had going with them, because like I had a meeting of them going, yeah, so you clearly don't enjoy our product. And I went, I really do, but I had too much of it and I grew really tired and kind of sick of it. And it's really sad because it's like a baller gin. Collective Arts, by the way. I'll still gladly rep them just because it's good shit. I'm very happy with everything I've experienced with them. Even though they cut me off. Like a good bartender, they knew when to cut me off. Which was, it probably didn't look good for the brand when I was like, every time I drank it. And that pickle juice was good. Pickled jalapeno juice, obviously. I need to buy some more pickles, though. That's a good reminder. Let's see if the Google will actually hear me. Hey, Google, add pickles to my shopping list.
Sure, I added pickles to the list called shopping.
Perfect. Hey, Google, turn on Lego light. Boop. That light wasn't on. How silly is that? We didn't get to show off the beautiful light. That is the Lego light, which shows off my beautiful little modular street of bullshit. Wow. This is a really cool little Batwing, actually. I'm very happy with the build of it. Like, it's both simple yet elegant in the way that you'd want from a Batwing. I'd encourage pretty much everybody to go and pick up this Batwing just because like, we're probably not going to get another Batwing that is Michael Keaton for a while. And we won't get, like, a little one like this. Which is actually a really dumb point of view, because there was a set with a very similar Batwing, like, quite recently. I think Shazam was in the set. That is food for thought. I don't remember. I'm sure somebody else could Google that if they wanted to. Actually, fuck, I'm gonna Google it. Shazam. There was the polybag, and then there was one Lego set that I'm pretty sure had this Batwing in it. So let's see. Oh fuck, I did the wrong thing. Oh, we're still sharing the 8-sided dice. So we're gonna present a little Joseph von Bricklink. Oh god. Sorry. Please ignore any addresses that you may have just seen. What up? Now we're in. Okay. It's a very easy way. Oh, there's a few Shazam. Shiny Starch Cape. Comic-Con exclusive. It was pretty much the same figure as these. Oh, weird. Included as a different figure because it came in the magazine. And then this is the one from the poly bag. Oh no, this one is the set one. Oh, there is quite a similar Batwing, but I feel like this one is way better. That's kind of a shitty Batwing in comparison to what I'm building right now. I remember good figures though. I was very happy with the figures. And this is the one in the poly bag. The thing is, the set came with the hair as well, so it's not really like that special. But oh no, I just heard myself. It's not really that special, but you can get that Shazam in a few sets. And it does have a Batwing that is not as good as this one. So we can say that much. But it is sad because this one is just the Batwing, and so you don't get Shazam. And Shazam is a cool fig. That first Shazam movie was like super bearable. The second one was less so. But we'll see what's going on with DC stuff. I know DC stuff is super weird right now, so I'm not even going to try to assume what those people, the DC people, are thinking when it comes to these things. I would hope that people who, have the keys to some of the greatest characters to, like, be written in the last, I don't know, forever, would be very careful with them. We'll see. So far, James Gunn has been pretty good with that stuff, so I will gladly wait to see what he does. I just rewatched the second Suicide Squad. That's technically the first rebooted one that's in this universe. We don't know yet. I did rewatch that recently, and it was fucking baller. Like, that's a good movie in its own right. I think it's a very good movie. So hopefully that is a good sign of James Gunn to do good shit. And also, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was pretty fucking okay. Actually, it was pretty good. I haven't rewatched it yet, but it is on Disney Plus again. So if you didn't get to watch it in theater, go check it out. And you know what? From the best of my memory, I think it was pretty good. So I got some faith in James Gunn. That being said, I wouldn't say I'm a movie or media person to listen to in any way. My opinions have very radically shifted to, I don't even give a fuck if Star Wars is good anymore. I just want to watch Star Wars. And the fact that I got to watch a new 30-minute Star Wars every week is fucking insane. Like, if you told the child version of me that I would get to every Tuesday at 9 p.m. tune in and watch movie quality Star Wars, like, I think kid me would be very excited about that. And So I've tried to kind of go back to what would the child version of me think about that to help myself enjoy it. And it's been working really fucking well. But childhood version of me did go and see Star Wars Episode 1, Star Wars Episode 2, and Star Wars Episode 3 in theaters. So, I don't know. Bit of grain of salt on that one, I guess. But I'm just happy to get more Star Wars. Okay. Who cares? And we keep getting weirdly hot Clone Wars Anakin to show up. So that's fucking great. Like, nobody knew Hayden Christensen set up like that was gonna look that good, but okay, there we go. I'm sure Denise went and met him at Fan Expo. That's what she does. Like, Fan Expos, Denise just goes, what is money anyways? And I really respect that. Whoa! Hey, Google, turn on basement lights. That's the timer. There's an hour-long timer on these basement lights. So I guess we just hit the timer. I should probably increase that, add an extra, 15 minutes to it. But that's okay, because this Batwing is done with one final piece. Beautiful. Let's get our little Batman in there. Let's get Batman up in there. And we got Batman up in there. Look at him go. Let him go. Batman ready to roll. Okay. Once again, thank you everybody for coming to Quick Build After Dark. We'll be back next week in sunny, beautiful Toronto, Ontario. It won't be sunny, it won't be beautiful, but we'll be back here. And once again, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors that don't exist. And have a beautiful time.